Good afternoon, Geminis. This is Damien with HK Readings, Healing Culture Tarot, and I am here to do a special little reading for y'all. This reading is basically here to see who's going to be coming in for you at the end of the month, and it's pretty interesting what I see here. First off, if you are Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter, this video is definitely for you, and I would stay tuned. Cross watchers, you're totally welcome, especially if you've got your eye on a Gemini. You might not only have some of these messages resonate with you, but just may be applicable to the situation in general. To start off, I'm just going to go ahead and read the cards that I have here. We've got the Malik of Discs in reverse, the Ace of Discs, the Strength card, the Seven of Swords, the Fall of Granada, the Sultan, the World, clarified by the Pleasure Seekers, the Ace of Wands, the Teacher, the Ace of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Discs, the Fortune card, the Falseness card, and the Merchant card. So, essentially, okay, so you know how for your videos we've been talking about, the person you've left behind, left in the dirt, have moved on from and had this amazing transformation from, right? Like, what I'm seeing is clearly there was still some type of attachment that you had to this person, right? Like, you still had feelings for them as you were moving them further and further from any relation to your life, or there was still some type of investment that you had with this person. Like I had noted before, like many of you may have been or still are living with this person. And with that, there may have been a significant amount of money that you put out, that for one, that you used to spend when you were still into this person, like on them almost religiously. But even afterwards, since there may have still been some obligations or responsibilities that were joint with this person, you, being a nice, caring, considerate person, probably still were dishing out, amounts more than really what you should have as far as certain little things. But it's all within the sake of, like, kind of keeping this person around, I guess, thinking that you could deal with them on a different accord, like as an associate or an acquaintance or a friend. But now, especially coming out with the first card being the Malik of Discs, this is someone that you find very uninteresting and dull and boring. Like, there's a moment that has come for you, that will come for others of you, that you just realize that all spark for this person is gone. The sexual attraction, the mental stimulation, I feel like all of that may have come first, and then what followed was just everything else that ties into the practicality of the matter, So you're also no longer investing, like your financial investments in this person have stopped. Now, whatever it is basically and essentially that you need to take care of with this person, I feel like you do. But you're moving on and coming from that Malik of Discs energy with how you were associating with that person, like how you saw them, to the Ace of Discs, where we see you come into more autonomous ground without the definition of any other person. And I don't see much scorn here either from the Ace of Discs to the Strength. This is you just coming back into your glory. No tea, no shade, no hate, no stones to be casted, none of that. And I'm constantly seeing that there are promotions that may be coming for you in the workplace. Because, look, between the Ace of Discs, the Ace of Wands, the Sultan, and the Three of Wands. And the Merchant card here. It's all relating to work and you being at the top of your game, you being at the best of your game, and you opening up more opportunities. All these cards together, are talking about how people are viewing you and the respects that you're getting, from your efforts and your accolades. It's talking about people wanting to collaborate with you and come together with you on new journeys and new ventures and create a foundation of success as it ties over to the world and the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Fall of Granada here, which is the Tower, and it's talking about how, not just this past love, but conventional ways of thinking, conventional ways of doing things that were based on the ways of thinking, like everything of old you that wasn't serving just coming down, okay? The Fall of Granada. Just think of an entire city, that falls, and all the people within the city and the animals within the city, that are different parts of that whole city, right? Being symbolic of all of your insecurities, all of your fears, all of your doubts, the people that you may be attracting into your life that prove to be not good for you. Like all that is gone within the Fall of Granada. Everything within it has crumbled. And I'm not trying to be dark again, because I did give a reference to people and animals, but what I'm saying is, those people are going to have to move, relocate, find better ground. And that's exactly what you've done. The way you've shifted, and I've said this in prior readings, the way you've shifted towards business is so profound, and working and learning how to be a better you through what you can give the world, okay? Because there's philanthropic energy here too. There's volunteer energy here. Some of you may be interning. It's not necessarily that it's all about the money, but the coin is of importance, I do see. Because again, we do have all of these cards that do talk about not just commerce, but money. But then what I see is, because you're not so focused on the money, as of course it is important to pay, the essentials. We have the Fortune card here. So I definitely see that there's financial success to be had through the risk that you're taking, through your creativity and your ingenue. Now, with all of this being said, and what did I call it before, your solo dolo energy, it's like, okay, so from when I first started picking up on those energies until now, it seems as though you've been hitting it hard and hustling and working. I see so many beautiful cards in this deck, and you've been continuously praying to your spirits and to your guides to aid you in furthering this expansion of self. Because many of you are you're branding yourself, you're marketing yourself. Many of you, I'm getting, are becoming very big through social media. Okay? You're becoming something to a lot of people very quickly. And I do see compensation coming in for all of the efforts that you're putting out, and it's going to continue to grow. But what's also going to happen is that it's going to bring everything that's happening in your life that you've been, doing the past couple months or so, longer for others of you, to come into this place. There's going to be a decision that comes with love as far as who you're going to begin to build stability in a life with. Because another thing I'm seeing between the Ace of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Discs is that not only are people around you admiring you as you freed yourself and just opened up and are out here taking on any and every challenge fiercely, and people are, because when people get to see you vibrate exist at your highest. It's sexy as fuck, right? So you have all these people that are seeing this. And when I say all these, I mean, yeah, it's really any and everybody you're coming into contact with. But there are like less than a handful of people who are really trying to get close to you. Look how close these wands are. So while this, again, at first was talking about the business sector and it was talking about collaborations and ideas and people appreciating you for your values and efforts, it also transitions, okay? It also transitions to the love, to something else in this particular situation. Because this is a sunrise, all right? It ain't setting. And it's rising on these wands, okay? And we know what happens in the morning with the wands. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I'm going to tie in that sexual energy. Because you got people waking up to some woodies. If if it's a lady, she waking up to some, hard nipples, whatever the fuck. I'm keeping it real. And being silly at the same time, but that's just me. But no, real reference though is that's what's going on here, and you're gonna have to make a decision on a smart, sound decision on who you will choose, because these people will all be different. Now offer something different, but all of the offers will seem to come from energy surrounding the Ten of Discs. So it's like different forms of great potential. It's not like it's not like you'd be making a wrong decision, but it is a wise decision to be game up on, because either way it's an important move for you. We have falseness in the Merchant card here. I will say, okay, and that's what it was. Many of you out here aren't really understanding the full fortune that you're coming into. You're not just building something empirical, okay? When it comes to your brand or what you're doing with the work or how you're making that dough, it's also understanding, and I've said this before, and I've said this for a couple of signs, that you will find your love in this journey that you're on now of working. How you're choosing to occupy your time and stay busy and promoting yourself and networking and doing all of this, like everything you do in your industry and your field, which is what you're focusing on, is where you're meeting these people clearly. But I think that there may be some misperception that I can't date people in the workplace, or like people who are people that because like say if you're a freelancer, it might not necessarily be a workplace thing, but it'd be like a working level peer, or just something where you don't want to have any dirt that could be thrown, get your hands dirty like that or anything. You may be under the impression that like this isn't where you're gonna find love. It's gonna be outside of what you do, and that person's gonna have to like come in and be able to understand what it is and da 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 da. But yeah. So again, within this fall of Granada, like we were talking about, all the things that are leaving you, it is in the upright position. Okay, it's not reverse. And I say that to say that there is a little bit left to break down. You know what I'm saying? Like as the tower moment is occurring or nearing occurrence, it hasn't fully happened yet. Like there is no aftermath. It is not fully taken place yet. So, maybe this is that last piece of construct that will be broken down, is how you view, the intertwining of love and career. Because if we really are honest and look around at this world, like it happens, it exists. And it also works well for people who understand much of the same lifestyle and hustling and ways of doing things, so on and so forth. So really consider these options that you have, because you have quite a few options considering you. Love you.